Bow. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know what it is. This is Joffy VIP room. Of course, I'm your host, Joffy. In this thing, 10 toes down, all that. I don't got no introduction. This is just my introduction. That's how we do it. But we got my homeboy David. Y'all remember David from last time. David, say what's up to the good people, man.
What's up, people?
What's up? What's up? Bro, you rocking the Spider-Man shirt too?
No, that's Inhuman, bro.
Okay. Oh, well, hey, man, it's all good, bro. I mean, I got the Spider-Man red on. I can't find my Spider-Man shirt.
I can't either, so I will go Sun Marvel.
Hey, man, something, because I lost my shit. But, and let's not forget, we got Eric, the Eric Hunter in the building, O'Shea himself, the writer, director, producer, all that and more. Eric, say what's up to the people, man.
What's up to the people, man?
It's straight like that, man. Straight like that.
No.
Man. So yeah, man, y'all already know how we do it. Joffy VIP room. We're gonna talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. This is a spoiler heavy, so if y'all have not seen the film, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, but go watch
Log off now. Log off now.
Yeah.
Right. Like not now, but like right now, man. So we're gonna go ahead and
right now.
right now. So since this is Eric's first time, man, Eric, I'm gonna go ahead and let you start off, man. Do the honors, bro. Spider-Man No Way Home, man. How it was so much with this movie. Tell me your take on everything, man.
Man, look, I'm be honest with you. Like, I love the movie. I can't help smiling because it was so dope to see them bring everything together. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but they brought all the Spider-Men together. You know, and that's over like what, almost 20 years. The Spider-Man, different generations. You know, and the way they did it was beautiful because it's like they didn't just have them come in just the suits and just fight and then leave. Like they actually had banter, they had conversation. You know, it was great dialogue. It wasn't cheesy. You know, and then the villains were dope. You know, everybody had a purpose. Everybody had, you know, they had something that they felt strongly about. You know, and it made them more human. They weren't just like comic book characters only. Like they were real, characters, on top of just the comic book part. And then William Dafoe as Green Goblin was like, shoot, near like some Joker stuff, man. Like he was that guy, So I just loved it, and I love Daredevil. That, man, look, that opens the door. That opens the door for everything. You know what I'm saying? Opens the door for, hopefully, my favorite is Daredevil and then Punisher. So I'm really loving and hoping to see Punisher, man. Look, with the big sledgehammer. I want to see it, So, I'm hoping that, they really make that happen, because I don't know if y'all are watching Hawkeye, but the Punisher just came, or not Punisher, but Kingpin just got introduced. So, I'm hopeful. So that's just my overview. I didn't want to get too deep in it, but that's what I'm taking from Spider-Man, this new Spider-Man film.
Oh yeah, man, that was good, man. That's good, bro. Hey, we gonna like I said, we're gonna get into it, because like I was on my other homeboy podcast, we talked about it, but I'm like, nah, I got to talk to on my channel as well, and like really have my homeboys on here and talk about this. So yeah, you all good, bro. So yeah, David, go ahead. David, you saw it. How many times you seen it so far, man?
I've seen it three
times.
Yeah.
Hey, I wouldn't be ashamed of it either.
Me neither.
I'm breaking this movie down by piece, and I still want to watch more, because I feel like I'm still missing some parts of these eggshells, these Easter eggs that's been dropped in this movie. Because there was a lot of Easter eggs in the movie. If you really paid attention, there was a lot of Easter eggs. Now, overall, I think that was the best Spider-Man movie made, hands down. My expectation was big, but it exceeded my expectation way more than that, man. I mean, that movie was spectacular, from the Daredevil to Doctor Strange. Wasn't really in it, but I think that's more to do with the next movie than what he was in this movie. My bad takeaway from it is that they made 3 Spider-Man movies that were just an origin story. Did not like that.
feel you.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
So, but with all the mind swapping thing that happened at with the mind erasing thing that happened at the end, I think it opens the door more for Spider-Man characters to come in, like Black Cat, since they don't have since MJ not in anymore. Spider-Man did have a romance with Black Cat. I think Ned's gonna be the Hobgoblin. I just do, because he was a Hobgoblin in comic books. I think some people did leak over out of the multiverse before they sealed everything up. I even went back and watched that horrible Spider-Man 3 because I was trying to make how did all this blend in with Venom getting into the movie? Because technically that Venom didn't know who Spider-Man was. But if you go back and watch Spider-Man 3, because in the beginning of Venom, the symbiote was in a lab. It didn't come from outer space.
That is true.
My conclusion was with that is that when it exploded at the end, there was some of the symbiote left. The lab scooped that, so that Venom from 3 actually did know who Spider-Man was, because that Venom from Spider-Man 3 was the Venom that in the Venom movie he did know. So I'm forward to seeing what are they going to do with that symbiote, because we could be looking at an Agent Venom instead of Venom.
That is true. That is true.
I thought that was the Venom. I thought that was Venom from Tom Hardy's Venom. That was Venom from 3.
I'm talking about the symbiote. I'm not talking about the actual Venom. I'm not talking about Eddie Brock. I'm talking about the symbiote. Because remember at the end of in the Carnage, he talked about we from millions of universes we live in, multi-universes and stuff like that. So I think the symbiote was a symbiote from 3, from Spider-Man 3.
Okay. So you think that it got there by
that? That's how the symbiote knew who Spider-Man was.
I got you. I got you.
Interesting. Did not see. And that's what I was saying. It's like Marvel, just the way they have everything set up is just so ridiculous. Dude, like, it's like we talked about this on the Just Acting Up show, where it's like they have it set up to where it's like, okay, we hear you got your story set up, we'll put in these little tidbits so these little Easter eggs so we can keep this story going and to throw everybody off. And it's just like you have everybody working as a well-oiled machine in one unison. And once you catch it, you're just like, God, dog, man, y'all just think about everything, man. So
years later, y'all remember that Easter egg way back when? Here, go right
there. For real. Yeah. Really though.
Yeah, man.
In every faction, man.
Yeah, dude. That's why we can't help but, applaud the House of Mouse. Mickey, Marvel. that little mouse got something up his sleeve, man, with Marvel and with everything else.
Y'all better stop playing with him.
I ain't playing with I ain't playing with Mickey at all, bro. Disney, they just know what they doing. They just doing it, man.
He's killing them.
Man, tell me.
Really.
But
I was blown away by the death though with Aunt May. But that really got to me. Like I was feeling that for Peter, of course. But I guess I was feeling even, I don't know, I wouldn't say even worse, but like when Happy got there and the fact that he was too late, the fact that he didn't, like, he was so disconnected throughout the whole movie, you know what I'm saying, with her, with Peter, you know what I'm saying, and the fact that that's really like all he had left as a family, like, was Peter and Aunt May. Like he don't have, Tony no more. I guess he has Tony's daughter, but like that was like a son to him, you know what I'm saying? And he kind of took over for Tony, and that was his, he wanted to marry, you know what I'm saying, May. So, when the fact that she didn't even know she was dying like that, Peter knew, but she didn't know. She just slipped away like that. That was rough.
That is something else to think about that I didn't really think. Cause my silly ass over here just saying, why y'all kill the fine Aunt May? I mean, no shade to the other.
She was a fine one.
Yeah, I'm like, no shade to I can't think of the first Aunt May in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. But then Sally Field, because we know how Sally Field was back in the day. And, Sally Field, we love her. But I'm like, man, why y'all kill the fine Aunt May, man? What? But that's all I'm thinking about. But what you brought up right there, that's really make you think about, how happy he was and how you saying how, he was trying to get his own family started, his love and everything. And he wanted to, marry and everything, but now it feel like it's just been ripped apart from him. So yeah, that's stressful.
And that, the crazy thing is we don't even know why, she was breaking up with him. Like I was like, what?
Thing. Yeah.
Like, dang, that's messed up,
But it was a fling. It just was a fling.
Yes,
I would have been like, hey, I've really been here for you. You gonna fling me to the side? I love you.
Like, girl, we got history together, girl.
For real. We done been through apocalypse and everything. Thanos, remember that? You and me.
Remember the blip? Your son was gone. I was here with you. God, dog.
For real, man.
5 years
For
together.
real.
Man, all the God dog, boy. Oh, I love
but on the real though, like it's like the thing that I guess the thing that they really did that was cool was like the whole time, like Peter always had help. He always had somebody guiding him. He wasn't really Spider-Man. He was like Spider-Man mentored by whatever. And like he lost everything and everybody. And now he has to be Spider-Man. He has to grow up. He has to be a man. He's not a boy no more. Like you can't like and the thing I thought was dope is like at the end of the movie, he goes in that crappy apartment. You know what I'm saying? He's like Tobey Maguire's. I'm just saying, he's like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in 2. Like things about to get real rough for him. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be shaking a thing for some cash, swinging for some money. It's just gonna be
rent. That's all I'm waiting on. I was preaching that. I kept preaching that. I told everybody I was being silly, but at the same time, when he was in that apartment, I'm like, where my boy Mr. Dickovich at, bro? That's rent. That's what you'll get.
Fix this goddamn door.
For real. Toby wasn't playing.
And you know what? It makes me laugh because since Toby is the veteran, and you get that feel from him in this movie. Both Tom Holland, he's like he's they show their age difference and their eras through the way how they portray their characters. Like when Goblin stabbed, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and he went through and helped him up. Andrew helped him up. He said, "You all right?" He said, "Yeah, I've been stabbed." He just shook it off. I'm like, bro, you just been stabbed, and he just like,
I know,
like you just like, sir, yeah, man. So it's so much,
sir.
Yeah. Like, sir, this is not normal.
Can I ask y'all a question?
What you got?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask y'all?
Go ahead.
Okay, so it's a two-part question. Well, not two-part, but it's 2 questions. Like the first question I have is, do y'all think that they're going to? Do you think that this opens the door for them to make a Spider-Man 4 and a Spider-Man 3 for the other 2 Spider-Mans? Kind of like how DC is making like their own, like, oh, this is a universe, this universe. That's my first question. And my second question is, Into Spider-Verse sequels across the Spider-Verse. So do you guys think that there may be them venturing into these other live Spider-Man, universes? Like, those are my 2 questions I've been thinking like crazy,
Mm-hmm. Well, there are rumors going on right now that Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man, they want to go ahead and there's a petition that people saying they want to see him finish that off. So, because like I was saying, like for his Spider-Man, I say that he wanted to be Spider-Man. Like he's one of them that was like, I'm in this. And you can see it through when you go back and look at Amazing Spider-Man, you can look at his performance. And I was like, that's my favorite one. Because he embodied that whole entire character when he put on the suit or when he took off the suit. And I think he didn't get the recognition that he deserved because of who was writing it and how the story was set up. So whoever is petitioning it, I'm all for it. Let me sign that, please. Because he deserved better. So now that Disney Plus is here, and now that multiverse is open up, go ahead, man. Go ham. Enjoy it. Yeah.
Nah, I don't think Toby needs to make another movie. He's kind of old.
Mm-hmm.
Which was seen in the movie. He's old. Sorry. He's old.
Come on, man. That's my Spider-Man.
I'll be a fan of the Andrew Garfield movie. But Toby, it's time to Time to retire. You're
man.
back.
Man.
But now,
right.
now the Disney Plus thing, if you go back and look, they're making a Spider-Man freshman year.
Mm.
So you gotta watch Disney Plus with these little remember Wanda and Vision coming back for Doctor Strange. So I think the freshman year is gonna tie into the No Way Home.
Mm.
Wow. That's a show?
Yeah, freshman year. Spider-Man freshman year.
That's dope.
Yeah,
dope.
freshman year.
Okay.
And then
even like with What If, that's tied into Doctor Strange. So everything that's coming out right now with Disney Plus and the movies is gonna tie y'all in. That's why I don't like these movies. Because even if it sucks, I watch it for the post credits. Because it ties in some kind of way. They know what they're doing. They know how to get their money.
Yeah, they smart with it. And then like how you were saying with the Into the Spider-Verse or with the What If, Toby pretty much he did his part while coming back and doing what you want him to do. So pretty much like in wrestling, I'll pay you all, Hulk Hogan or whoever, all these old school wrestlers come in and show up. You don't gotta do nothing but do something just to get the crowd hype. He can just show up in the What If series and do voiceover work if he wants to, and then go about his way. You got to pay him some money.
You want me to be honest with y'all?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Now, when Andrew Garfield came in, he was in his Spider-Man suit. Tobey Maguire. That's an Easter egg.
That is true.
So I think Garfield is coming back, but Tobey's not.
You know what? On that note, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would really love. I'm the odd man out. I'd love to see like a Wolverine style Spider-Man with Tobey, like something that's very grounded, gritty. You know what I'm saying? He's older.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just me because I like we never seen that with Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Like he got some kids. Like think about I don't know if y'all watch it, but Superman and Lois, right? That TV show. How Superman's a dad, he got kids, he got to. That is my favorite. That's one of my favorite superhero shows. Yeah. And it's like movie quality. I'd love to see something like that with like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. That's just me. I think it would be dope, man. I think
no, you good. Really I think too. I would like to see that too. Go ahead, give him his swan song too. I mean, it's kind of like you might as well because they also wanted to do a Spider-Man 4, but it fell through the cracks and they couldn't get it done. Now it's like
he's the OG.
Yeah, he is the OG. So if you're gonna give Andrew that swan song or whatever he is about to do, you might as well do it for Tobey. But like I said, you're going to have to bring that brink stroke open. He'll do it if you do that. But I would love to see that. You can set up. Yeah, you can do it. And then on top of that, you got all these stunt performers and everybody out there, so he don't have to always be in that suit all the time. Anybody can put the mask on. Yeah, man. But so
wish list, man.
Man, go. You might as well. I mean, like David said, that House of Mouse, ain't nobody. Mickey,
real.
Yeah, let me reel this brother back. Yeah, man. So
might resurrect Iron Man, all that, make the money right.
Man, I'm telling you, I think he's coming. I think him and Cap are coming. That's just side.
Well,
that's side.
It's rumored he's gonna be in the multiverse of madness.
Yeah,
really.
Man, that's what's so. I'm happy that they got the rights back to their characters, or I think there's still a few of them that they don't have all of them too. But with the multiverse and with how you just saw Tobey come through, I mean, I know there was not trying to get off of Spider-Man, Wolverine, and everybody else, Hugh Jackman. It's a possibility, dude, to do whatever you can, really.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, go ahead and bring the OG Hugh Jackman back. Let him and Tobey Maguire have an old school old man. That's a dope thing. Eric, see, look at that.
You feel me? Come on, man.
Get the old school Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, and Tobey up in.
That'll be hard body, man. I pay money to see those. And you gotta think about it, like there's generations of like we grew up on that, you know what I'm saying? More or less. And like all the new ones, this new Spider-Man, Tom Holland's dope, but he's new booty. You know what I'm saying? He ain't seasoned. You know what I'm saying? So he just got here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad, you know, and in Spider-Man, I'm glad that they brought back Charlie Cox, because I think that that's going to allow them to open up the Spider-Man universe with Daredevil, Punisher, you know what I'm saying? All of that. The Hand. I think that could be, because that goes back to what you were saying, David. Okay, if they're bringing them to Disney Plus, well, you know, these shows already lived as great shows, and you got Hawkeye. Hawkeye's introducing Kingpin, right?
Yeah.
So he's the top of New York, and then you got the superhero Spider-Man. He's a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man in New York, and he has no Avengers, nobody, is no help. So it's just him, right? So if it's just him, and then you got Daredevil in there, he can go and he can explain himself to Daredevil, whatever, or they run and they meet, they both heroes. Then you got I mean, you got these heroes that can come together at this point. You know what I'm saying? Hawkeye, I mean, it's just, man, I feel like they're setting up. I didn't know that they were making a Spider-Man show, so that's
things gonna pick up from No Way Home. This from the time
that'll be awesome
here, because he's not in high school, and now he was never in high school, but he got his GED. So, you know, freshman year, I think it's gonna pick up from there.
Probably be Miles Morales. I mean, they'll come through on freshman year. Yeah. So we just don't know yet. And that's what I'm saying. It's like they have everything mapped out and lined up to where you like, geez, we're gonna be, man, how are we gonna be watching these? But
really? They signed up for like six more roles of Spider-Man.
I think so.
3 more movies.
Who, Tom Holland?
Yeah. They doing 3 more movies. They say they already starting to develop the next one. So they're doing so well in the box office over the weekend.
Man, the possibilities, man.
During COVID too.
That's another impressive thing too. I mean, there's so many moving parts to do that, and you know, we all experience with this stupid virus, and how you have to maneuver things and make sure everything is on point with everything. So yeah, man. I'm all for it, man. All for it. So, but you know, with that being said, you know, let's talk about. Let's break down the. You know, I watch New Rock Stars to find these Easter eggs and everything.
I watched that.
Yeah, you too, Eric. Yeah. I watched New Rock Stars so to see all the Easter eggs and everything. But before we get into other Easter eggs that we saw and we peeped, man, which villain stole the show for you? I already know, but
easy.
Goblin. Yeah. Goblin stole.
I don't know, man. Like, I think Goblin.
Or who did you enjoy the most out of this entire? Okay. Let's not say the villains. Let's say who did you enjoy the most in this film?
No, you're good. I can dig the villains. Yeah. I would say I'd have to break it down to like the Goblin was like the top, right? Like he was like that guy. Right. He was vicious. I didn't know Goblin had hands like that. I didn't know he was that strong. I mean, he was, you know what I'm saying, throwing him through the floor, and I was like, I was sitting there thinking, like, what's going on right now? Like, when he get all these hands, man. You know, he wanted all the smoke, you know. But Jamie, I think Jamie was like the funniest, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think Jamie was dope. He came through, and it kind of changed his character. I think Doc Ock, you know, he made the biggest impact, like, just like, boom. You know, he came in, he was knocking stuff down. He was giving it to him, and then he made that switch. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. And then I think Sandman was cool, and the Croc was cool, but they were kind of just there. You know,
Lizard was left them out. They could have left them.
Lizard.
I think I think what it was is that, you know, they had so much to work with, so they were like, let me just give him something. So I'm hoping that when the DVD comes out, they show the Lizard, you know, terrorizing the city or something, because yeah, man, because I think that was my only gripe with the movie is, like, you know, you got all these villains in here, but you didn't really show them, you know, terrorizing the city. You show them, you know, saying, like, Peter and them, well, all 3 Peters and Mary Jane and Ned saying, yeah, we got to get them back to their, you know, respective universes, but you didn't show them, you know, the villains, you know, going ham and terrorizing the city. And, like, I wanted to see, yeah, we need to get you back to your universe, but we also need to say, hey, man, they causing some problems for real. Get their ass back to this so much right now. So, So,
should have pressed that button.
What's that?
Yeah.
Should have just pressed the button.
That's all. Yeah.
Really don't.
Yeah, man. And
I think they could have took a note from like the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Dark Knight Returns, like when Joker was just, he was just, I mean, he had the city on pins and needles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's got bodies dropping, he got videos dropping, like he's a mixtape artist. He got boats in the ocean getting cut off, and then Bane cutting off entryways, got the police stuck underground. Like it was like, we need a hero.
Yeah.
So I think that but that's one thing I feel like Marvel, other than Thanos and what's the name from Black Panther? Dang, I can't think of his name. Killmonger. Killmonger and Thanos, they really made it to where it's like we gotta do something. It's urgent.
Yeah.
But I think that DC always, they always they make it to where it's like, look, you gotta stop these guys. Like we need the hero to come through. They need to go. And I think that, Spider-Man, as great as it was, I think that's probably like the biggest gripe right there is like y'all should have showed, like you said, man, like they should have been tearing up the city, knocking down buildings, like kind of throwing people off bridges. I don't know, like stuff,
Yeah. I mean, or we could say that if Doctor Strange wouldn't have did what he did and closed the multiverse, that probably would have been the next step. Because
can I ask y'all a question? Were y'all let down by that?
Was I let down by that?
A little bit.
Oh, you talking about with
a little bit too?
You talking about when they closed the multiverse? Or the Spider-Verse?
I was I kind of wanted to see. You know what? I did want to see who was going to come through, and they're probably like just show a little bit and tease them, and probably like I said, they already got it. Us talking about it, they probably already 5 steps ahead of us already saying, yeah, we see what y'all talking about.
Don't you cop for that mouse over there, James. Stop it. He over there. He was like, nah, Mickey know what he doing. Mickey good. Nah, man, I'm not gonna let you do it.
I'm gonna have to work with that mouse one day. I ain't tripping.
I know, right?
Bro, like it make you think, like, man, what all y'all got up y'all sleeve? But you don't find out until you get into the midst. And you be like, now go ahead and sign this gag order, because you better not say nothing. Like, I can't tell nobody nothing. So
Nope. I'm not rocking with that, man.
Even Andrew Garfield said he wasn't in the movie. Yeah. He kept doing it. He said, I'm not in the movie. Not in the movie.
Yeah, man. I'm like, man,
they were good at it, but man, you know what? They advertise like, I can't close it. They're coming through. I can't stop them. And then it's like, he had 15 minutes to sit there and be like, what you want to do? Okay, what you want to do? Okay, so if you really do that, I'm like, man, have a god come down, have a wave of fluid water that can kill everybody. I mean, something like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, to me, I feel that would have been dope to have it to where it's like some stuff really got out, and he had to really fight. I don't know, man. That kind of let me down.
They cut a lot of stuff out, like in a trailer. Tom Hardy said, "I can't save them all." Mm-hmm. Doctor Strange has said, I can't close it, so some gonna come through or something like that."
Yeah.
And they cut that out. So I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen with this multiverse of madness? Because I know y'all don't just cut stuff out for no reason. Y'all putting in something else down the road.
Yeah, man. Y'all setting up something. Telling you, man. I'm like Ray from Life. I'm gonna sit there and stare at you, Clark. I know you got something up your sleeve. Like you got something brewing. Like you got
for real.
Like I know you got something going on, man. Oh man, but yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I got it.
Got you, man. But so let's talk about the fight scenes, man. How did like we already said, of course, Doc Ock, he came through, he did this thing. He was the sophisticated gangster and saying, y'all did yourself and everything. But we And so he did his part. Electro came through, did his part. Sandman Lizard was like just there going through, whatever.
Yeah, that's there.
Yeah, man. But that fight with Goblin and the man, so we have to remind ourselves that throughout all the Spider-Man No Way Homes with Tom Holland, we have to remind ourselves that we haven't really seen him like throw hands, You haven't really seen him like, fight. So when Goblin brought him down to his level, and let me show you them skibbity paps I put on Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker. If you go back and watch go back and watch that first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, and Goblin was on his ass. Now, fast forward to this right now, and Tom Holland like, wait, hold on.
But he just he's getting whooped on.
But first,
no, you're right, man. Like,
first we got to go back to the fight between Spider-Man and Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah.
Yo, that was dope.
Explain that part to me. When Doctor Strange picked Peter Parker's soul out of Spider-Man's body, and Spider-Man still was using the Spidey sense.
Man,
that was dope.
Yeah. Like,
that's one.
He was in control. Like how?
Yeah, they was talking about how his
and he's the only person who was able to pull his spirit back into his body. He said he'll do that again.
Strange was like, what are you? What?
How are you doing this?
That was
man.
Right.
Man, and watching the YouTube channel New Rockstars when they break down the Easter eggs, and when Spider-Man was moving his hand, they said that was his Spidey sense. And the way how his Spidey sense is like, I forgot how they broke it down to where Eric, I know you probably know what I'm talking about. How that's his reflex.
It's like they were saying. Yeah, they were saying the spider senses is connected through all the other Spider-Men and all the other universes.
Yeah.
So like for some reason it's super, super heightened more than anybody else. Where it's like I don't know how it lets him do that. But that's what they're saying. Like it's connected to every other Spider-Man.
But if you remember in the Spideyverse, that's how they knew each other. They sensed one another.
That is true.
Right.
But that was the first.
If you want to go
back to the Spidey sense.
If you want to go further back with the Spidey sense in the fights, when Toby and Andrew they fought for like 10 seconds, and that was dope. I appreciate that fight.
I appreciate
it was like a little web.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. Man,
who do you think? Who do you think would have won that fight?
Andrew.
Really?
Yeah.
Who would have? He is up. Well, even though he's up in age, he's a veteran, so he knows a little bit more.
Well, I'm just talking about fighting techniques. Andrew had more moves in the Amazing Spider-Man than Toby did in the Spider-Man.
But grit. He stopped that train. He was like,
He did that grit. That is true.
He is his muscles popping and stuff.
Homeboy, I stopped the train. I stopped a train. What did you do?
It's that one.
Like you fought a man in a rhino suit. I fought a train.
He said that in the movie. I fought
somebody
in a rhino suit.
I felt bad for him. He was like, "No, you are awesome." He was like, "I'm lame." No, you're awesome. You're amazing.
You're amazing.
Oh man.
Movies was good, man. Amazing Spider-Man movies were good. I don't know what people are talking about. They were good.
They are.
I thought it was dope.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed each Spider-Man for each.
Well, yeah, they were. I think it's just he had to follow Toby, and like whatever they say about Toby. To me, I still feel like Toby is the most and this is why I feel like he's the best Spider-Man and the best Peter. And the reason why I say that is like Peter is like supposed to be an outcast. He's supposed to be a nerd. He's supposed to be picked on. He's supposed to be that guy. And I feel like Andrew was dope, but Andrew was a dang supermodel. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe that you was picked on. And like, bro, he stepped out the car and his hair's waving and stuff. His clothes flapping in the wind. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, relax with this Spider-Man. And then Tom Hardy, he got like the boyish looks. He got the girl. He got a best friend. He got Tony Stark. He got all kind of rich material. He go to space. He's an Avenger. Toby was struggling. They had to sell they had yard sales. You know what I'm saying? He got beat up in school, milk spilt on him, and then he got that crappy apartment. He was certain, man, he was struggling hard. And then he got paint done. I mean, everything you could think of. And he still made it through.
You speaking facts right now.
He still got the girl.
You speaking facts right now.
You gotta think about it, man. Toby was dang near black. You understand me? Like, he went through so many struggles. I was like, I relate to him as a black man.
He knew the struggle.
Y'all remember when he was at that dinner and old boy was like, he was asking what he's doing here or whatever, and he said, "Man, I just want to talk to you." Smacked him in the face. And he just looked back. I was like, he's just trying to take pictures, man. Like, why are you his best friend?
You speaking facts right now. Oh my God,
embarrassing, man.
When you really think about it, like, man, this boy Toby had it rough, man. Like, dang, dude.
He had it rough before he got his powers.
Didn't he? Man, I'm trying to propose, and now I'm getting attacked by the damn so-called friend on a glider, and like no, man. You know what? You're right. I'm serving.
Nate did say, "I won't be your best friend to try to kill you."
Right. Hey, for real.
See, and now it's
because that'd be crazy. Oh, you sly guy, you.
Yeah.
And technically, they're not best friends anymore. So, Hobgoblin.
Right.
Yeah. And see, and now I'm trying to think now, because like since New Rockstar has broken down to where I forgot that earlier in the movie, Ned was talking to Doctor Strange, saying that, hey, my family told me that, my grandma told me that we got some type of powers too. I kept feeling tinglings in my fingers, and Doctor Strange cut him off and said, "You need to talk to your physician."
Yeah, that's diabetes.
Yeah, this stupid stuff is diabetes. So now I'm thinking, like, man,
glucose level too high.
Like, to slow down.
So who do y'all think he'll be?
I don't even know. And now that they open that door for it, because like I'm sitting there looking at foreshadowing within the whole movie, I'm like, it's right there in our face. Because Hobgoblin does, uses a crossbow. When Doctor Strange, put that cloak on him, and the cloak was he hovered down. I'm like, that's Hobgoblin, and he's floating.
Yeah,
Hobgoblin. Yeah, and I remember from the cartoon, I can't remember from the comics, but he had a teleportation device. So he's doing the little thing, getting familiar with it. Maybe later on, working in MIT, he might make something like that. So now I'm just like, boom, I'm thrown for a loop. I don't know if he's gonna be Hobgoblin or who he's gonna be. So,
wow.
I don't think MIT gonna happen. They're not gonna get rid of two main characters, so I don't think MIT gonna happen.
Gotcha.
I think what'll happen with that they're gonna stay in New York.
Probably, yeah.
I think they're gonna really make Tom struggle, man. Like it's time for him to go through his struggles. It's time for him, because he ain't got nothing else. He don't got no money.
No.
He got to go get a regular job. He don't know nobody, man. Like he's about to get his Toby on. Like I feel it coming, man.
I mean, where he gonna work? You can't take pictures because pictures are there's no newspaper no more. So what are you gonna take pictures of?
He gonna have to do something. You gonna think so? That is true.
I didn't think about that.
I was joking. I analyzed this movie.
Yeah, like that is true. The way how life is now. You got to think of something, man. You got to. So me speaking, so I have a GED. I'm not ashamed of it. He gonna have to really get out there and grind, bro. You gonna have to.
This guy here.
Yeah, bro. You I'm
inspired, man.
Yeah, you got all that power. You got to think of something. Get creative, bro. You smart.
He may be an Uber driver. You never know. He may have to get out here in these streets.
Yeah, you have to get out there in the streets and hustle.
Or it could be pizza delivery. That's always been a Spider-Man thing,
Yeah,
serve them pizzas.
What's the first one?
Yeah. I don't know, man. You got
and even he even lost his pizza job, man.
It's stressful being a
superhero. I can't bring up Toby no more. I can't bring up Toby no more. He's depressing now. Dang.
I mean, because
You're
like,
fine, get out of here. But it's the pizza guy.
like, dude, come on, man. Like, I'm here to see. That's what I'm saying. Like, it make you think, man. It's like, bro, like, and this boy is 17, man. I have nothing.
Help me.
Yes, please. So,
Bro.
oh,
Nah.
I changed my whole mindset when I was a kid. Oh no, I changed my whole mindset when I was a kid. When I said I want to be a superhero when I grow up. No, you don't want this life. You don't want it, man.
Great.
You don't want
Comes great responsibility.
Yeah, man.
Man.
So
Man.
great power also comes great responsibility, which is actually
awesome, right?
Comic book. That's the actual.
That is true.
Right. You're right. Don't nobody say it the right way.
Yeah.
You got it right.
Yeah, man. So, man, this movie was awesome and amazing. From the fight scenes to everything else, to William Dafoe and his character, from Jamie Foxx coming through redeeming his character. So many possibilities, so many things they can do with it. So I want to know, how was the crowd reaction when y'all was in the movie? That's all.
I can't even go past my car. Yeah. I can't, dang it.
Yeah, there you go. Got to stick your hand outside the window and keep going. Steady escalating, man.
When they
up
showed
there,
all you heard was,
man, dude, it was so crazy, man. So we all know what, like I told my homeboys, I said, man, if you seen Lion King, and if you seen those meerkats, what Timon is, when they all run up on that rock and look over, that's how it was in my theater. Everybody was sitting down chilling, and when they saw Andrew's Spider-Man, everybody stood halfway up in their seat and just waited. And when he came up, so I'm like, bro, it's lit in this theater. Then when I thought they were going to introduce Toby Spider-Man like at the last minute, because like David was saying, y'all was saying, you know, he's older, his back and everything. I thought it was gonna be the last minute. No, he came in right after. Bro, this theater went crazy, man.
They did. They went. Where's my theater? Well, it was.
It was lit.
I kind of knew that those two was going to be in the movie, so I wasn't really shocked by it.
Yeah.
The only thing that shocked me was Matt Murdock. Matt Murdock shocked the shit out of me. I was really surprised at that one.
Yeah. They did that early too.
Yeah.
They did that early.
So let's talk about
that.
Let's talk about that, because I watched New Rocket too, and they broke it down with Hawkeye with Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. At the end of the movie, Spider-Man was flying across that little Christmas tree or whatever that was. And the scene was in Hawkeye.
That's right. That is
so do you think
universe?
That is true.
So do you think that? What do you think about? What do you think about Hawkeye? Do you think that he's gonna cross over into like some Spider-Man stuff?
I think he will.
Yeah, the episode
have a cameo in the season finale tomorrow.
Yeah, the episode will air tomorrow. The episode will air tomorrow. So yeah. So I mean, it would be funny if Hawkeye just walk around New York and he doesn't look up or anything. They just show Spider-Man just zip line across. Right. Dude, I'll go crazy. Like,
man, I'm telling you,
that'll be so dope. I mean, you might
Hawkeye,
as well.
Bro, Hawkeye, he deserves that, bro. He be getting squatted on too much, man. He's a dope actor. He's a dope character. He don't get enough love, and I'm glad that they're doing something with his character for real.
Yeah.
And they're really, bringing Kingpin in. I just really hope that they keep him in there, man. Like, don't just pass it right off the cake yet. Like, he just got his show, So.
Yeah, I agree on that too. Let him stay around a little bit more. You got some more arrows in your ready to fire, Hawkeye. Come on, Clint, please stay around a little bit longer.
Right, like in movies, they never run out of bullets and they never run out of arrows. So
that is true. The only time they ran out of arrows was in the first Avengers movie, and that's the only time. Yeah. That's the only.
He learned.
Man, telling you, man. So.
Oh, wait. Question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Question.
Yeah.
Because this has been bugging me, and they have not addressed it yet. Loki happened, and it has not made any ripples yet. Because everything changed in Loki, the whole universe.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on here? Because I was thinking that was gonna coincide with Spider-Man. I thought that was, when they were showing everything crazy and that because I kept thinking like, okay, remember with Loki, there was like a lot of like the blue lights or the blue, lights in the sky, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking when at the end when Doctor Strange was like, I can't keep him out, I can't close it. I was like, oh shoot, this is gonna link up with what happened in Loki, right? And everything's changing. So what are they gonna do that in Doctor Strange? But at some point, that has to be part of canon. It can't just be its own thing. Everything else is canon. So what's going on here?
I think it's going to happen in Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, where they show that, where they go into deep. I think, because it was just go ahead.
Well, here's my theory on that. If you remember at the first Avengers movie, they showed Thanos one time.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't show him again to Infinity Wars. That was almost 10 years.
Yep.
I think they're going to do the same thing again.
We don't say that, David. Don't say that.
We didn't even hear no mention of Thanos, the stones, nothing. They touched on everything else. Then when they got to 10 years, here y'all go. So I think they're going to wait.
I'm going to be hella pissed. I'm going to be pissed off.
We got to wait again, man. It's just a wait. That's another thing. It's like a waiting game with this, man. And they know they teasing us. Now they finna bring out more of these. And then Doctor Strange later on in May. And then what else is coming out later on this year? They got it. Of course, they got the Marvel TV shows, Disney Plus, to keep us, hooked in. I can't think of any other.
They got Black Panther coming out next year. They got Doctor Strange, I believe, is next year. I think those are the two big ones. I can't think of any other ones.
Yeah, I can't think of any other ones.
We just not gonna mention Thor, are we?
Oh shoot, Thor. That's my guy. Oh no, Thor, we love you. Love you.
Is that next year? That is next year, isn't
it? Hey James, stop. That's next year. Come on.
That is next year. Yeah, that is next year. See, I'm not dude. So
Thor's gonna be a woman now.
Hey, no, I don't want to see that movie. Yeah. I don't want to see Woman Thor. I don't want to see that.
You're gonna get it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I don't want it.
That's the route that is going too, because like we talked about that one time where Marvel, it was a rumor going out where they were saying they want to get more diversity and they want to have more of the women come in, and like look, you got the Kate Bishop, you got Yelena coming through, you got She-Hulk coming through. Then they talk about they trying to get Shuri from Black Panther in there. They talking about Thor, loving like the female Thor. So
that's lame.
Yeah, man.
I'm cool with all that, but don't change the main characters, bro. I mean, we got these Thors.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to bring in some strong female leads, you never touched on Storm. That's a strong female lead. You never touched on Rogue. I mean, you have female characters that you can use. Yeah. Instead of changing the male character to somebody female, that I don't really do with.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
even gotta say it.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's just the way how you set up and how you do it, man. And what you saying, Rogue, I'm waiting for Captain Marvel to get our ass whipped. Well, this is just me. I don't care. I just cause hey man, I like the actress who plays as her. I like her, but the way how she plays the character, she's too arrogant, too cocky. And we know Rogue come through and put them hands on her, damn near kill you. So I'm waiting on. I'm gonna be like a little kid with my popcorn right there. Oh yes, I've been waiting for this. Carol, you get your ass whipped right. So I'm waiting for it.
You call her Carol?
Yes, I'm kidding. I'm waiting on it, man.
Nah, I feel you on that, man.
Yeah,
I want that to happen too. She cool, but she gotta relax. Like, she gotta relax, And I didn't like the She-Hulk teaser they put out. It was like so generic. Like she just boom, I'm a Hulk now, and you guys should love me. Like, why? Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know you like that. Don't do that. And then She-Hulk, don't come in here. Thor, She-Thor, whatever. I don't know. Don't come in here she throwing around. I still want
Thor.
Chris. I want him to still do his thing. I'm just saying, I don't want her she throwing around. I don't need all that. I don't like David. You said it perfectly. Don't come in here because to me, I feel like after Endgame, things changed.
Yeah.
Because things changed, and it hasn't felt the same. It hasn't been the same. The movie qualities haven't been like Spider-Man. I think is the only movie that's been top quality.
Yeah.
Like that, like before Endgame.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that they gotta really be careful because there's not an Iron Man, there's not a Captain America, and Thor's kind of like in limbo between Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So it's like if they don't, you gotta hang on to the ones that you got tight. You know what I'm saying? Elevate them, and then the ones that you got on the B squad that top notch, bring them up to the 18. Daredevil, Punisher, like bring them up. They got followers. They dope. Like do the right thing because right now I'm sorry, man. Like Marvel's dope, but they slipping a little bit. To me, it don't feel the same. It hasn't felt the same, man. And I don't want it to not feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Marvel, bro. It's 20 years, like you said. Like it's a long time.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
I had to vent that out, bro. You brought up the whole she this and she that, and I want great women characters, but not sacrificing the ones that we have just because. I don't want that kind of Marvel, man.
Right.
I don't want that.
I agree with you.
I'll stay home.
Ladies, don't come.
Right. No, you
right.
Hey.
I miss. Hey, look, I just got caught up in talking with y'all. I forgot we was recording. Look, ladies, so it's not. Wait a minute, because I got a career. So wait a minute. So let me say this. It's not no hate on the women. I want women to have their own strong characters and their strong, show movies. But it's like Iron Man had to go through 2 movies and Avenger movies and crossovers and stuff for him to be loved. So I want y'all to introduce these characters the right way, and they don't just get loved just because. You know what I'm saying? Like they have to be groomed and grown. You know what I'm saying? We should see them, evolve. I want to fall in love with these female characters. I don't want you to just throw her out there and like now love me. Like that's like a rich girl with a big booty, and it's like, oh, you just gonna let me because I got money and a booty.
You're right.
No, I'm not. I don't even know you like that. Your breath probably stinking. You ain't that smart. You know what I'm saying? So that's like how I felt they did with Captain Marvel. It's like, just, oh, look at me strong and I'm powerful. I'm a Avenger now. I'm gonna save the world. Get out of here. Don't come up here looking all. Don't do that. So women, I love y'all. I don't want it in the wrong way.
And that's the perfect example, because that's what I was telling people as well too. It's like, okay, it's nothing wrong with it, but it's how you set up the stories and the characters and what they went through. Like you were saying with Tony, like what he went through. You can feel that struggle. We got with the origin stories, and then with him having panic attacks, and with him continue to have panic attacks and everything afterwards. With Thor, he wasn't worthy, and then you see these crazy level threats and everything that would happen with him. With Captain America, he was in the World War, and then this happened, and his best friend is trying to kill him. So it's like the setup with the story and everything. Of course, we want to bring y'all into it, but we got to see that struggle and that grit, so that way we really can get behind this character. So I'm all for it, and I understand exactly what you're talking about with it, because we talk about it all the time. Like, go ahead.
Can I ask you a question on this? Yeah. It's just something. It's just a thought. Like after Endgame, I felt like they were going to be like, all right, so now for the next 20 years, we're going to take the heroes that we got that are established, have them, bring in the new heroes, and we're going to build another 20 years, and then at the end of that 20 years, it's going to be another Endgame. I feel like they're not doing that. I feel like they're trying to rush. I feel like they're just throwing characters out there. They have a plan, but it's like they're not just building it up. Like they have a formula. They created the formula. Everybody tried to do their formula, and now they're not even sticking to their own formula. So I guess that's where it's looking. That's why I'm like, with the female characters, it's not the fact that they're female. Like I don't like, just any character you want to throw in there, and it's just like, oh, love them. Like why aren't y'all just building them back up again? Because Iron Man's not there, Captain America's not there. So I guess like, do y'all see it that way? Or do y'all kind of just like, oh, well, they got a different plan?
Well, I think they're doing the same thing they did with the first 10 years. Before they had the Avengers movie, they had solo movies. They had Iron Man, then Captain America, Thor. So they built the main characters up before they actually had the Avenger movie. They couldn't make a solo Hulk movie because Paramount still owned the rights to the Hulk. And they introduced Black Widow in Iron Man 2, and that's when they should have made the Black Widow solo movie instead of what they did a few years ago. That was a waste of film. No offense who liked the movie, but the movie.
Worse than me, but go ahead.
Yeah, man, he gonna speak. See, David not trying to get signed to sign with anybody, or he not trying to.
I ain't trying to get signed to shit. Like the movie sucked,
but
it sucked.
Yeah, man.
And Black Widow sucked.
That guy.
But no, he's right with how they set up. Yeah, I mean he's right with how they set up Black Widow, because me and David talked about that. It's like, okay, so since Black Widow, you might as well say she's the queen of the MCU because she was the first lady that y'all brought in, the first lady that you really should have given her first movie. Like, what was it like? Was it after the first Avengers? I think we were talked about. She should have had her own.
They should have a solo movie after they made Iron Man 2. That's when she was introduced. They could have made a solo movie.
It was before Wonder Woman. She should have been way before Wonder Woman. Yeah, that should have been the first female big hero movie.
Yeah, because she
I agree.
Yeah, she has it. Like, Scarlett Johansson has the sex appeal. She has a fan base. She's one of the highest paid female actors out there. Why they didn't trust it just yet, I do not know. But she should have just go ahead and let her go ahead and do it. I mean, it makes, I don't know. Well, we know how schedules can be and everything, but if you would have told Scarlett Johansson we want to put a Black Widow film out there, she would have cleared everything out and make that shit work.
Absolutely.
So I mean, this
100%.
is like
100.
So I'm like, yeah.
So what I think MCU is doing is that they're rebuilding.
Yeah.
Like the first movie that we had after Endgame, was it Shang-Chi?
Was that
the first one? Yeah.
Well, no, Black Widow and then Shang-Chi. Black Widow.
We're not going to talk about
No,
Black
it counts.
Widow.
It counts. But
that was a filler. That was a filler movie, like Captain Marvel.
I can't hang around David. He's gonna get me in trouble. Go ahead, David. You speak. Let me shut up.
Okay. Black Widow was a filler movie, so we're not going to talk about that one. Like Captain Marvel was a filler. Those were just filler movies. Nobody knew Captain Marvel was. Here you go. Here's a crappy, boring 2-hour movie just to show you who she is. And so was Black Widow. Well, she was still under contract, so we had to make this movie. Wink. But it sucked. Then we had Shang-Chi, then we had the Eternals. Those two movies tie in some kind of way with one another.
Yeah.
Because at the end of Shang-Chi, they had the post-credits about the rings and everything, how it's mystical and all this stuff like that. And I think Eternal is going to tie into Nemo being introduced into the MCU. So they're doing.
Can I say something? I didn't even see Eternals. I didn't even see Eternals.
Eternals was good.
I didn't even.
It was good. It's long. I mean, it's the origin story, so don't expect a whole lot.
Okay, prove me wrong real quick. Mm-hmm. I felt like it was a crack of bull. I thought it was a bunch of bull. Like they are these guys higher than Thor, and Thanos come down, want to kill everybody. And like, no, they got to be a certain kind of threat. And I know everybody was gone, and this is that, and we couldn't do it. But now we're stepping in. Like Iron Man died. Captain America old man now. You want to come down? I'm not letting that go, bro. Iron Man. You know, and y'all gonna play around. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't support it.
Half the universe is gone. We're not gonna get involved in that, but we're gonna get involved in this.
You know what? And now,
right? You got this old Superman looking guy, and then you got bow and arrows missing.
Ain't that no show, brother? We don't talk about him.
You understand me? You gonna come down here, smack him around, take him home. What you doing?
And you know what?
Beating up the Hulk and he beat the Hulk out of Hulk.
Oh Lord, you
boom! You ain't even green no more.
You gonna get James upset again? James, calm down. You all right over there, brother?
Now you about to get me.
I'm just saying, Thanos came down and made Hulk a beta male.
He did. I'm just saying.
What?
No! He smacked the Hulk out of that man. I was like, oh no! Like, bro, he's scared. They had to give him a Hulk machine for him to go Hulk. James, what's going on?
Man,
James has emotional ties to this movie.
man, I have emotional, dude.
I'm sorry.
No, you good because I like all my homeboys know that I was so pissed with the Hulk. So man, like, okay, man, goddamn, okay. Ooh, I'm still mad. I'm like, y'all did not.
I'm just laughing because I can imagine James showing up. Hold on, I gotta let this out. I can imagine first thing, boom, 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 pause, put on Hulk getting knocked out.
Bro,
no more.
Bro.
Like, what is going on?
Dude, I was so
I'm sorry, bro.
No, you good. See, okay, so I'm okay with Thanos whooping his ass at the beginning. I'm fine because you got to display him as a threat. But we know how Hulk and Thanos is in the comic books. However, if he gets that one, I need to see Hulk redeem himself later on in that film or the next. Why did y'all not let this man get his fucking one? I'm bothered. I'm triggered. I'm triggered, man. I'm like, because I'm like, you didn't.
Come back, James. Come back, bro. Come back.
I'm trying to come back, y'all.
I love it. I want you to be. I love the utter disgust.
I was.
But to go back, how it's all going to tie in. They're supposed to be making a World Breaker Hulk movie too. So,
yeah,
man. You know what, David? I don't even believe in the Hulk no more, man.
See,
I don't even believe in him no more. You see him in the next thing, and he having tea and stuff. He got glasses on. He's like, oh, everybody look me. Let's go ahead and do time travel. I'm not gonna go though. You guys got it. I'm gonna just stay over here. Like, what are you doing? You the Hulk. Smash something.
Yeah, and I see why, man. And see, that's what I'm saying. I see why they did it.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this bitch. I'm sick. Like,
yeah, man, I'm still triggered by this. What? And see, I understand why. Because I mean, I understand why you want character. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on, let me do this, and we'll talk a little bit more about it, and then we'll wrap it up. I know you got to go.
Nah, you good? I'm good.
Okay, got you. All right, but yeah, man, you like David was saying, man. I get pissed off. I get heated with that whole Hulk situation, man. I get annoyed because I'm like, man, I'm just like you. When you set up a story, make it make sense.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, man, the way if you're gonna, I know like you gotta have the big villain come through and set up his dominance and everything and show that, but let that, like, if you're gonna keep the Hulk around, you could like at that last final battle, you could have had Hulk, throw hands with him one good time, and you could have did that, but now y'all want to focus on the big three: Hulk, Thor, Cap, and Iron Man. That's cool, but Hulk was always that guy where everybody was like, "Oh shit, him." Right. I'm not trying to deal with him. So
that's it. You're supposed to be like, "Oh yeah, but we have a Hulk." Oh, and he come out, boom, boom, boom. It's supposed to happen. Like that last in Endgame, he should have had to use. And this gonna tie back in with the Captain Marvel. Instead of Captain Marvel, that should have been Hulk that was like just busting through this and that, and he showed up and he's throwing hands with Thanos, and then Thanos has to use that Power Stone to defeat Hulk. It should have been that. Captain Marvel, you just crowbarred her in there. She don't got no hits. We don't know her like that. We don't really know her like that.
Right.
She just got here. She's in the 90s. She don't know nobody. She show up and then now she best friends with everybody. She at the funeral with Tony. You don't know Tony. He don't like you.
She did not know Tony. She saved his life, but she didn't know him.
Yeah,
she didn't know him. don't come to my funeral just because you saved my life. Even admit it. Like, be outside smoking.
Yeah.
That's another thing that pissed me off about Captain Marvel, because she wasn't even in Endgame. So why did y'all make a movie about her?
Yeah, it's the way how they. So yeah, that's why I agree with what you were saying, Eric. It's the way how you set up and everything, and that kind of scares you a little bit. Because that's what I'm about. Like, you can have these awesome characters and these great actors come through to portray these characters, but if your story not set up the right way, that delivery punch, it's gonna fall flat. And that's what scares us all. The true fans, that's what scares us about it, man. Yeah. So, and that's why, we was all saying, if you do these female characters, that's cool. But the way you set up and deliver that story, who are they fighting, their origin story. Like David just, gave me a crash course on how Jane, how she gets Mjolnir and become worthy. I didn't know it because I checked out on comic books a little bit after it. And when he told me, I'm like, that's how okay, I can see how, but we need to see some grit to that character. So yeah, man.
Right. The story doesn't make sense because, like I said, she had cancer, but the cancer was cured in Dark World. So how? Yeah. I'm confused on how they're gonna do all this.
Yeah,
because y'all make these movies and y'all we're gonna do this, that, and the other, and y'all drift away from the comic book, and now y'all trying to drift back to the comic book. I'm like, how y'all gonna fix all this?
Yeah,
because to play devil's advocate, I understand why they made the Hulk smart. Yeah, I understand why they did that, because the Hulk is the strongest there is. When the Hulk gets really, really angry, he becomes uncontrollable.
Mm-hmm.
So if they left the Hulk as the Hulk, they'd have been fighting more of the Hulk than Thanos.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right.
Okay, like, be strong or be smart and be the beast that we love. Like you got it in you. You big now all the time, and you can control it. Like, I just wish that he would have just been whooping on people, giving smoke to everybody, Yeah. But I'm with you on, like, you can't drift away from the comic book and then try to come back. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to see she Thor. I don't want to see that. Like, I'm still trying to, I'm still rocking with Chris. Like, he's here. Like, he's one of the last, ones that we got time in with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you're gonna pluck him out too. So who we got left? We don't got nobody else left.
Everybody did.
Everybody, from the original six. From the original six, the only ones left.
Come on, man.
For right now, Hawkeye, but he probably about to,
He about to go because he can't hear.
Yeah.
But he can't hear.
Hawkeye said, man, I can't hear. I can't hear.
Yeah, man. Hawkeye said, man, I'm tired, man. I want my family life. I want my farm life. Leave me alone.
Hey, really though, you right though. I mean, he's probably gonna be like, I'm done with it, man. You can have this. Yeah, I'm done with all this. I'm not fighting Kingpin.
That's what it looks.
Big old white boy. That boy crazy.
And you know what? Going back to what we said earlier, y'all made me laugh about that meme I posted about Wong. Every time something has a crazy level threat, Wong, like, I bet, hey, that seemed real serious. But I'll see y'all next time. Out of him and the Eternals, who is the worst of saying, we'll come back and check on y'all?
No, Eternals. Eternals worse because Wong showed up in Endgame. I got that. So, look, you wanted more? He's there. He was shielding people and stuff. He was. And then
that's the last time you saw Wong fight. That's the last time you saw Wong fight.
No. Wong fought in Shang-Chi in the cage. He was cage fighter.
Well, that was supposed to be a therapy session as well, though.
Yeah, that looked like that was staged. He even talked to Abomination afterwards. I'm like,
okay. That was funny, but it makes you think. Like, God dang, that boy Wong said, "Man, I'm tired of you and your super friends and y'all bullshit right now. I'm tired of dealing with y'all." Yeah,
I think Wong be scared a little bit though. Be like, you. I think Wong be scared. Like, man, look, I'm not.
He's a supreme. He's not supposed to be.
Yeah, the boy Wong said, "Man, I've been through too many realities. I ain't trying to deal with this shit right now."
Wong was positioning himself to be a supreme. He was like, "What happened? Oh, really? No, I'm gonna be over here. You're like, they blit. I ain't blit. Supreme. And now he ain't gonna fight nobody, so he can say Supreme.
Yeah,
He's smart.
man.
He's smart. Now he's trying to keep his job. That's
what it is. Yeah, that was
Eternals a bunch of punks, bro. I don't even want to. I'm not even gonna see that movie. I'm not gonna see the movie.
It was a good movie, man. You're missing out. It was a good movie.
I gotta go back and watch Eternals. I do.
Look, it probably is a good movie, but I just don't like the fact that y'all like, no, everybody died. Universe, half of y'all, not that important. Oh, they coming after us? They coming after us? Oh, we gonna whoop ass. Like, come on, man. That's
just like what's the name in the What If series with the Watcher? He just sitting there, just chilling, just watching. And then when Ultron came up, they're like, "Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, hold on now.
Oh, wait, hold on."
He was like, "Wait a minute. You can see me?" He came after his job.
All the rules. Now you coming after me.
Dude. Oh my God.
I got him. Come on, man. Come on.
Dude.
Eternals don't got now. They got to prove themselves. Me, y'all ain't gonna come in here as a full team of 46 people and tell me that we a new super team. Man, get out of here, bro.
Oh man, that is hilarious.
The Eternals a boo boo to me. It's boo boo.
Oh man, that is hilarious. When you really look at it, we're like, wait a minute, man, hold on, like you, like wait, where were you at, man? That's like your homeboy, like when you about to get into a big fight, and then your homeboy just go duck off real quick and come back. Hey, everything good, bro? Where were you at? Man?
Where were you?
No, bro, you get jumped and beat up. You get beat up, and your homeboy still ducking behind the trash can. Man, that's terrible. Ooh, he coming back. You gonna win this time. You got it.
Oh my God, it's cold blooded, boy. It's a cold world.
You know what's even worse though? You know what's worse than that? Eternals was hanging out from the first Avengers when Loki brought down aliens and dragon breathing aliens and all kind of stuff. He was there. That was there in the 90s when there was all kind of scrolls. Okay, that was here when Odin was fighting all kind of people and they barely holding it together. You know, they let Asgard go. They want to guard no ass. They're terrible, bro. I don't. That man mindset is messed up.
It make you think. It
really they won't guard no ass.
They won't guard no ass.
I need you to guard my
ass gone.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Oh man, when you really break it down and think about it. When you really break it down.
Think about it, man. But that's what's going through my mind when they was promoting the movie. I was like, wait a minute, let me see all the behind the scenes. Let me see. Oh, really? No, I'll pass.
Oh man. Good. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. That's some truth. That's some truthism for you, man.
But you gotta watch the post credit. Every moment.
Okay.
Post credit.
Yeah.
I'll watch that.
Got to. Oh my gosh, man. So, getting back to finishing up the Spider-Man talk, man. Trying to think what else are we missing from the Spider-Man? My homeboy told me to ask y'all this. So when everybody goes back to their respective universes, they said Doctor Strange was saying that, they're gonna die. So what part were they pulled away from? Did they just go back to their respective universes and die because they don't have no powers? Or what's gonna happen with that? I'm curious about that.
Well, they talk about that. They actually didn't die when they got pulled from the universe.
Okay.
Because Doc Ock said I have my claws around Peter's neck, and that's when so nobody actually died yet.
Yeah, that's
so all them dying was wiped. Now if they went back before they got cured, they was gonna die.
Gotcha.
But now since they all cured, that never happened. None of them died.
Gotcha.
So wait, let me add. Okay, wait. What about Andrew's timeline? Does that mean that Gwen doesn't die?
Well, Gwen was killed by the Goblin, by their version of the Goblin. He didn't come back, which was kind of weird to me because Electro didn't know Spider-Man was Peter Parker.
And that's another thing too about that. It's like that. I think that's one of the plot holes that's in there because he didn't know he was Spider-Man. So what are all the rules of who did? And see, that just make you think. So who all was able to jump through that multiverse when it was, what I'm saying? Like when it was going on, when everybody was coming through, who all got through? That's raises the question right there. Like, we saw Kraven, we saw Scorpion, we saw Rhino trying to breach through. who else was able to breach through when that happened? Because that right there, that's a plot hole right there. Only way they can, yeah.
There's a lot of plot holes, James, because if that happens and he was like had his hands around Peter's neck and with the goblin, that means that he goes back and he's like, well, he doesn't do it now. Like he doesn't go after Peter anymore. That means that Spider-Man 2 and 3 shouldn't happen the way it happened. That means everything should change.
Yeah.
And then Sandman's not a villain anymore, like you know.
Everything changes.
Well, Sandman never was. At the end of Spider-Man 3, he wasn't a villain anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, like that. But that whole movie shouldn't happen, though. That whole movie shouldn't take place if that's the case. So that makes me say they need to go back to Tobey Maguire's universe. They need to make another Spider-Man 4, and they need to show what happened. I want to see what happened, and I want to see what happened with Andrew, like because that opens up the door. And like Tobey could have like Miles Morales in his universe, and he mentors him, so they could do like Into the Spider-Verse, and they can make it to where when he gets back to his universe, the Spider-Man now is a black Spider-Man, and it's like he shows up, and it's like, oh, the other Spider-Man that Miles was following was a white dude, and he got killed. But no, I'm really alive. I'm really here. So nobody knows that Tobey's back. But then Miles shows up, and he's really Spider-Man. So it's like I'm writing in my head, but I think that'd be dope.
That'd be a twist. Good. That's good too. That's a real good twist, and that's what I like about it. And that's what I'm saying. It's like with those plot holes and with how everything it's just all clear. You can go back and show what happens, like with the Andrew Spider-Man, with Tobey Spider-Man, or with the, Spider-Man freshman year, what's going to be happening, or with Into the Spider-Verse, or what happens. So it's a lot of possibilities. So and with all this happening, it's like you can just go back and say, okay, so it's a plot hole we missed.
Right.
Blame it on the multiverse. What happened? Blame it on what happened right there. Yeah.
Well, I think with Miles Morales, they're gonna do more with. If they do, they're gonna do more with Andrew Spider-Man than they did with Tobey, because that's the only two characters that actually mentioned a black Spider-Man was Jamie Foxx, Andrew.
Yeah,
that's true. That's very true. You're right. You're right about that. You're right.
Very true.
That'd be interesting.
It would be.
Be freaking interesting. And then they could have a Gwen Stacy Spider-Man show up somewhere, and then Andrew can get like his love back, and then snap, back in it.
I mean, might as well, man. Go ahead, bridge that gap, and give Andrew his just due.
Man,
go ahead.
Yeah, man. I feel bad for Andrew. He going to catch Mary Jane, MJ at the end, and he almost broke down crying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She like, you okay? You like, you asking me? You got boo hoo.
Like he did. Like she did. Like you had no like little girl, you don't know what happened to me over the years. Y'all,
right?
This is a moment for me.
My girl the same way, broke her back.
For real.
Like you don't know what this just did for me. I achieved so much with this capture.
I have redeemed.
I'm telling you. Hey, look, that could have changed their lives so much. I'm talking like they're real people. That could have changed their lives so much when they go back to their own universe. They're different people. Like Andrew is gonna feel like it's okay, so I can move on. Because I really feel like after Spider-Man 2, he probably went a dark space. You know what I'm saying? Like that was rough. And then, but Tobey, I think Tobey on his grown man. He probably got a couple kids. He wear Old Spice and stuff, bro. Like he probably, he really out here. He got a mortgage.
Yeah, man. They were talking bad about this dude, telling me like a youth pastor. He probably is in church now and just,
probably is.
Yeah.
For real.
All the villains, I talked to all my villains and they good. They, hey, they happy. They not in jail no more. We had a, something like an AA meeting and we had a conversation and we're good now. And life is good.
I want to see that. That would be so dope, bro. Yeah. That would be so dope.
Yeah, man.
And then like they have like a real, but it should be gritty. So like when the threat comes, it's like the guy comes in, he blow up a house. He killed this person. He dropped this person off a building. Like it's real. Like, it's not so, like lofty and like, it's not so bright and happy. You know what I'm saying? Like there's patches of it, but it should be gritty. Like him, like like think of Into Spider-Verse. He comes in there, he's just like, man, kid, look, it don't work. This is that. You gonna pay for that, and I'm struggling. My girl left me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that Peter. That was Toby.
That was Toby. That's Toby. Yeah. That Peter Parker.
Toby.
That boy had a 5 o'clock show. That's Toby Spider-Man right there. He's like, yeah, look, kid. He got a shape and everything.
That boy stomach out. You understand me? We relate. He's going through life. You know what I'm saying? But
that boy Miles said, man, why I get the most janky bootleg messed up Spider-Man? And
right.
Dang, Miles. Oh man. So yeah, man, there's so many possibilities we can do with this, man. So to finish off the last 2 end credits. How did y'all feel about the Venom end credit?
Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
I was gonna say that's what.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro. I was gonna say I was confused by when like the little symbiote was there. I thought that was from Eddie Brock. I thought that was from him, and it jumped off of him. You know what I'm saying? That's why that was there. And I just thought it was like, oh, that's cool. So what? Like he goes back home, and it's like, how does he? So that Venom that was left on the table is gonna probably go over. I was saying I was gonna take over his best friend, and then that's how it's or what's the name? The guy who wanted to be Spider-Man's best friend, and that was gonna be the thing.
Right.
So that's what I was thinking. But I was confused.
Yeah, that's why they might do an Asian Venom because Flash is Asian Venom.
Yeah.
Not Eddie Brock.
Yeah, Flash Thompson, because he wants to go to the military and lose his legs, and he agrees to the symbiote program and start fighting in the military. So yeah, I don't know how they gonna do that.
I don't either.
And that dude who look like who's playing as Flash, maybe they're gonna be able to get a different Flash, because I'm like,
wait, I got a question. I'm not trying to block this out. It just hit me.
You good?
What about Samuel Jackson? What about
Fury?
Yeah, what about Fury? Like he's off world, right? So
we talked about
Fury
that.
And like what's up there? Because they didn't show Fury at all. So does he not know who Spider-Man is? Because Fury always knows. I'm not going back, but we can't not talk about that, bro.
No, you good.
If you remember the actual spell, he said everybody in the world is gonna forget that you're Spider-Man.
Right.
And they mentioned in the movie, Nick Fury is off world.
Yep.
That could be the key how he gets back in.
Yeah.
That's my guy. David knows everything.
Okay. He brought that to my attention, and I was like, oh snap, you right. He doesn't, because he's off world. He off there on his little fake little beach or whatever. Trying to enjoy life. Yeah.
Still their sword now.
Yeah, sword. Yeah, he with the Asian sword. Yeah.
So if that's the case, then Fury should still know who Peter is.
Mm-hmm.
Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor, they should all still know. Captain Marvel. So there's some people who should still know to where he could still, he still has people.
Yeah. He still
he was never part of the Avengers. He was never part of the Avengers. He just used to dip it when he needed help.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't feel so bad for Peter now.
I mean, they out of space, so they dealing with space level threats. He's still there on Earth alone until he runs into Daredevil.
James, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for him anymore. He has Nick Fury. He has a whole space crew and all that. He has gods. Toby. So we can go back. Since he told me that, I'm like, man, he's good. He's a superstar.
It's like
some kind of way it gotta work. It gotta work. He will be in an Avengers movie. This ain't the last time we seen him.
No, this ain't. It's like your little kid scraping his knee, and you're like, man, I got Neosporin in a Band-Aid. Man, shut up, get up, come on, let's go. Come on.
They had to find a way.
Yeah.
Make Spider-Man independent from the other film. So they had to wipe people's memories.
Yeah.
To make that happen. They had to make a secret identity secret again. They had to do that.
Yeah.
But they still have to keep him a part of the Avengers because they are going to make another Avengers movie. I don't know how they're going to do it with all these new people, but they're going to make another one.
Hey, he probably going to be the leader for a good minute like they did in the cartoon. You give him the
That's another question. Who's going to lead the Avengers?
Shit.
That's what That's what I'm saying, man. Like, we don't got no time in one of those people. What they gonna introduce a couple characters like, oh, Avengers now. I don't know none of y'all yet.
And so you
Y'all
know
ain't
what?
struggling through nothing.
And you know what? Now we get to see Samuel L. Jackson be the real Samuel L. Jackson. He didn't cuss like he wanted to because he was dealing with the elders, the veterans, these little kids. Samuel L. Jackson about to be saying, "Motherfucker, I got to deal with these damn kids." So,
I'm sick of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
For real, running the daycare.
That's probably what's gonna happen. He gonna say, "Spider-Man, since you know all this, you've been to space and everything, you in charge." Me?
Hey.
What you want me? You in charge? So,
hey, it's real though. That's real.
hey.
But you know what? You do got Falcon, Captain America Falcon. I think he's a candidate to lead. Like I rock with him.
Yeah, him and Bucky still around. Him and Bucky.
Well, there's rumor that that's gonna be the next Civil War movie. Captain America and Captain Marvel fighting on who's gonna lead the Avengers.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to see that bull crap. That sound lame, bro.
She could easily kill him.
Yeah. Like he was struggling with a fake Captain America. Like he was getting them paws laid on him, man. Like, and that dude Chin was fighting too. It was going down. Like I don't know if I want to see that, man.
I want to see
that. I think that's gonna be a good movie. Some kind of way they're gonna work it out, though.
They got to.
Yeah, it gotta be something. Some kind of way.
Y'all think they're gonna give him some serum?
Shang-Chi got this whole 10 rings magic now, so
that is true. So
Shang-Chi's dope. I love that dude, bro. He's dope. I could rock with him.
So it's probably gonna be more nonsense because, like I'm saying, Nick Fury he gonna be cussing everybody out. I don't care, and you got to deal with these new superheroes. Some of these they're still kids. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, man. It's I don't know.
That's not good, James. You shouldn't have to say that, bro.
I mean, it just makes it make you think. Like it's like, okay, all the veterans, all the vets are gone. It's like you got a championship football or basketball team, and y'all just won a championship, but now everybody is like pretty much about to retire. You seeing what you used to have, and now little by little they all branching off and going off.
Well, they say X-Men is supposed to come in, Fantastic Four is supposed to come in. That's gonna change things up a lot too.
They're gonna need that spark. They will need that.
They need that yesterday. I'm sorry, they need it. Everything right now it's a little stale. It's a little stale. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's a little stale.
You good? Because it's the truth. Because we gotta talk about it because it's like, who else is gonna step up? Like you got Kang the Conqueror about to come through, and he on some like I'm getting everybody out of here. I don't care. I don't want to hear that whole Thanos like I snapped the finger and half the majority of the universe gone. No, Kang is like that's a wrap for everybody.
Everybody.
So yeah, they gonna need that spark from Fantastic Four to X-Men to everybody else. So
they better hurry up. They're gonna end up like DC, not knowing what they doing, where they going, where they came from. They're just gonna be out here. Just throwing fists at air and stuff. You better figure it out.
Woo, man, we gotta. That's the whole conversation right there.
I know. We gotta do that. I didn't really see the. I want my kids, so I didn't really get a chance to see the second post credit. What I know it was like something Doctor Strange.
Yeah, see that's the thing I was getting in. Well, I was gonna say what I was telling everybody else that that Venom one that's cool, but it was pretty much a teaser for Doctor Strange movie that's coming out in May. I feel as if that they should have showed Miles Morales. That should have been a spot for Miles Morales introduction instead of Doctor Strange teaser. Because if I was Marvel, what I would have done after this whole Spider-Man thing is gone, after Christmas and you about to bring in the new year, bam, that's when I'm dropping that trailer to get you hyped up for the Doctor Strange. That's me. I just would have put the Miles Morales teaser at that where the Doctor Strange spot was at. So that's just me. So that's why I wanted to talk to y'all about. So
I feel you.
Yeah,
they could have with Spider-Man Homecoming when the Prowler got caught by Spider-Man. He called his nephew, "Hey, Miles."
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
So he already in there.
Yeah.
He's ain't powers yet.
Yeah. You just not look. How many years ago was that? I don't know how many years ago that was, but yeah. He's on his way.
Well, do you think that they're gonna have? So, do you think that they're gonna have Prowler working for Kingpin on the Disney Plus?
Probably.
And if so, then that means that Miles Morales is a Disney Plus character, and that's gonna be Homecoming, or that's gonna be a freshman year, like you're saying, right?
Yeah. That might be it, because that makes sense. Because Spider-Man is trying to get his GED and to get into college. Freshman year, I can't remember what year I think freshman year is coming out. I think next year, late 2022.
I think,
and it's fresh. Huh?
I think it is next year.
Yeah, so that makes sense. So we know Miles should be coming real soon, which is probably freshman year, because they haven't spoke too much on what freshman year is going to be about. That has to be Miles. It makes too much sense, because this Tom Holland Peter, he about to go to college. He's still trying to adjust to stuff. You bring in this new kid that's pretty much just not getting the spider powers freshman year of high school. That makes sense. That has to be it. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, it should be on his way. But
then what storyline do they follow if they're gonna bring in a Black Spider-Man? Because he's canon, so he'd be a part of the universe. So if he's in the MCU, he's on Disney Plus. He's gonna connect to the movie somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So, do they follow the same storyline as Into the Spider-Verse? Is there a Spider-Man that gets killed and that's taking him under his wing? And is that Tom? And then he replaces him and he goes on to the Young Avengers. Like, what are they gonna do here? They can't have two Spider-Man running around.
That is true.
True.
So what? But Tom signed a 6-picture deal. So
yeah, and we don't. So they say he supposed to have what, 3 movies coming out? 3 more movies after this?
They're doing another trilogy, and he supposed to do 3 other movies.
Right.
Okay.
Well, he could do a trilogy and then being a crossover in 3 movies, probably. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because I couldn't remember if they said it was 3 movies or 3 more. Well, yeah, it has to be 3 more movies. That makes sense. So yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do, what storyline they're gonna do it from.
They better. They like you say, they got it. They have to have it. They have to have it to be doing all that.
You got so many storylines, so many materials to pull from. You got at least all those rights to those characters, so you can pull from anything from there to make the story good, so we all can stay interested into it. Because, like we were saying earlier, we're looking at it and we like, what y'all gonna do with this?
No.
Well, we got
crazy.
Morpheus coming out next year. We already saw the Morbius.
Yeah.
We already saw the Vulture gonna be in that, so Morbius gonna be a part of the MCU.
Yep. And Venom.
It's gonna be dope. A little bit.
Yep. And they already said
anti-hero.
Yeah. They already said that Kraven the Hunter is coming through. They already picked him. The dude to play as Quicksilver to play as Kraven. Already got
They need to bring Punisher in here and stop playing. John Bartholomew.
He gonna like
Punisher. Man, if they replace him, I'm not watching the Punisher. I'm a boycott. I'm gonna be down. That's my guy, bro.
You can't. They better not. They you better not. They already. Okay. I think it's already rumors saying that he's gonna return. I remember doing a video about that.
He better, bro.
Because the only person that was out from that Netflix run that they haven't said anything about it was
Come on, man. Leave him alone, man. He did his best.
Yeah, Iron Fist is the only one. Finn Jones, Iron Fist is the only one they didn't say, yeah, he's coming along just yet.
I like. Yeah, me too. Okay, yeah. See, I found somebody. I liked Iron Fist too, man.
I did too. It was just
you didn't. You just bandwagoning.
No, I didn't. No, I actually liked him. The first season, I was like, yeah, he seemed whiny. Second season, I'm like, okay, because they just didn't set up his character the right way, and that's what makes me mad about it. I'm like, you finally got these dope characters, and you're not setting it up the right way. I'm like, what are you doing? Like that last Jessica Jones season, I didn't really too much care for it.
I didn't either.
I ain't really rock with Jessica like that. She was just there.
Yeah.
But okay, question.
Yeah.
This is a question.
Yeah.
Are they gonna have Mahershala Ali's character come in as a variant who's now Blade instead of Cottonmouth?
Ooh.
Because he's Cottonmouth, and we all know that.
He is Cottonmouth.
And now they have Daredevil there. That come on now, you can't disconnect that. So what's going on?
He's Blade now, so we're not talking about the Netflix. We're not talking about Netflix. That don't exist no more.
Oh, you better stop. You better stop, bro. That's in the minds and hearts of all of us fans. Netflix, Disney, you ain't gonna wash that away.
Yeah, man.
Man, Daredevil was like a perfect 2 season. Like, bro, that was freaking perfect.
Yeah.
Punisher, perfect to me. And what's the name? Oh shoot.
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage, come on, man. Come on. Y'all better bring that bald-headed brother back. We all bald-headed. We love it. No?
Yeah.
Let him represent.
Yeah, let him represent, man. Please. Let him come back, please. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Come on.
We're gonna see how they tie all that into it. Just do it right. Please do it right, man. Don't drop the ball on this because we already skeptical about how they doing to bring these female heroines into it, and I'm like, so yeah. Yeah, I'm like, I'm not feeling it.
I'm not either. I'm with David, man. But all those characters can fill up the Spider-Man universe. All those Netflix characters, all that, man, that can fill up the Spider-Man universe really nice. They're street level, characters. So
yeah,
and they all work together at one point in time in the comic book. So
yeah, they did.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so don't play with us, man. Don't play with us. Spider-Man is they gotta treat him right, man. Gotta do him right. But you need to struggle.
Yeah, we need that same energy y'all put into Spider-Man into these other ones. Set it up, the story the right way, and we'll be happy. Other than that, House of Mouse. Okay, what else y'all do? Just get this shit right, please.
I just want to know why they have the complete Sinister Six in the movie. Why they just have 5 instead of 6?
I don't know.
Oh, because Doctor Strange was saying that you interrupted my spell like about 5 times.
It was 6.
It's supposed to be 6, but he said you interrupted me 5 times. So it's like,
but they still could have had the Sinister Six because the Vulture could have escaped from prison. He knew who Spider-Man was too.
They could have. They really could have. I guess. It make me laugh because I'm like, y'all already spent all y'all money to bring all the CGI and these other Spider-Mans in it. Go ahead and bring another one of them in. Y'all gonna make your money back. Shit.
This is the only problem I have with superhero movies.
Yeah.
They use the same villains over and over again. They have more in their rogue gallery than the same villains. Get somebody else. I'm tired of seeing y'all recycle these same people over and over and over again. As much as I liked Homecoming and the villains that was in it, Spider-Man has more villains. They could introduce some more villains.
Yeah, they could.
They introduced the Scorpion in the first in Homecoming. They could have used him.
Yeah.
We could use Hydro Man. There was so many people that they could have used.
Mm-hmm.
Rhino.
Didn't. I'm like, why y'all keep like all these same people?
There's so many. Rhino.
I just felt like I was thinking they was gonna bring Kingpin in there just because they put him in Hawkeye. I mean, that would have been an easy little toss. Could have been, he would have been the brains.
But if you watch how they set it up, they didn't introduce Kingpin to the end of Hawkeye. So that means No Way From Home was already made. So whatever happens tomorrow in Hawkeye is going to lead up to the next what's going to happen in New York with MCU.
The street level heroes.
You're right. I was just hoping that was going to be very smart, and be like, hey, let's film this and then film Kingpin in this because when this is playing and then Hawkeye is playing the day or the week before or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Boom, Kingpin shows up. It's going to happen. And I was just thinking that was going to do something like that. I was connected dots in my own head.
But you got to flip it and think about the money aspect of it. How many people will really watch the season finale of Hawkeye if they know what's going to happen with the Kingpin?
That is true.
About the money, man. Money in the market.
Could have been a cliffhanger, but you're right.
About the money in the marketing. They not that mouse is stupid.
I just want my Netflix guys to win, man. You know, I just want them to get their just due.
I want to win too.
Because Luke Casey's finale was good, man. Like, y'all was gonna leave us hanging like that?
Yeah,
that was so dope, man.
Man, it was interesting. I'm like, man, please. I want to see
the actor who played the villain in there. I forget his name. The Jamaican dude. That dude is such a dope actor, bro.
Oh, Mustafa, something. I think.
Mustafa.
He's a great actor.
Bro. He brought that, man. They just. I think they're gonna. They playing. You know. They're playing with us right now. They're gonna bring them all in, the right ones.
Yeah, the right ones, please.
Yeah, please.
Well, I'll tell you, maybe
Jessica Jones. No. We have enough superpowers. We're good.
David getting real messed up over there with these women.
He said
bring everybody but the woman. We don't want her. We don't want her.
We don't need her either. Keep him. We don't need him. We good.
Who?
Iron Fist.
Oh man, come on.
That's y'all. We good.
Let the curls curl, man. Let him bounce. Come on. He worked hard on that back fist. He be doing it.
Oh,
worked hard on that.
Hey, man, try to get all this right there, man.
You punch good. What else you got?
Like, I know he can heal people too, but still, like that's what I'm saying. He got money. Man. There you go, right there.
We
got
don't
money. He got money.
David, you got a point, bro.
Friday.
You got a point. You're like, hey, look, get me in there. If I can hit him with this one punch, that'll be good. What else you got? What if that don't work?
I got money. Get your stupid ass out of the
way. You gonna start whipping out them rings, and that's gonna be
like, man, look, man, they don't. These villains that we fight don't care about money, man. Like, you get your ass out the way, Danny Rand. So yeah, man.
He sit up here,
like you a Super Saiyan now? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Really though, really.
He can't. But hey, no BS though. No bullshit. Iron Fist do got them hands, if the Golden Fist or not. So just keep him on the street.
keep him on the street, bro. Keep him on the street. Even though Punisher mess him up, bro. When Punisher was in that bathroom and he grabbed the dude's head and just put it on the toilet, and then grabbed the dude's head and put it on the sink, and he was slapping him around, I was like, woo! Look, that boy cold, man. Put him on the team.
Punisher not playing with you. Y'all talking about we not. Y'all say one time like, nah, we're not killing them. Punisher gonna be like, nah, who killing who? Bam! That's it. What else we got,
bro? Ain't nobody messing with him.
Yeah, man. So, man, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be it for Joffy's VIP Room. Appreciate you, Eric, for coming through, man. David, appreciate you as well. It was fun, great conversation. Questions that need answers. That's what we did today, man. We already know y'all talking about it anyways. We just gave y'all a platform and gave y'all time to think about it yourself. So, yeah, man. So, y'all have a good one. Appreciate it. Y'all be safe through the holidays. See y'all next time, Joffy's VIP Room.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you.